Hi. So, you might be, hey, have I seen this before? And the answer is, yes, you have. Basically, the original version of this episode, the audio got all kinds of fucky. Basically, I had issues before we started recording with some driver stuff, and so I duplicated the audio track. And I forgot to delete that duplicated audio track before we started recording. For that reason, both Peyton and Magnus's audio is super echoey and I am super quiet. So, it took way too long, but I tried to go through the entire episode and try to balance the audio a little. It sure as hell ain't perfect. It's not great, but hopefully now it's at least listenable / watchable. Sorry, that's on me. And anyways, enjoy Smol Cast. This is one of my favorite ones we've ever done, and I was very upset with the.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Smol Cast episode 5. Today, Ben, Brakeson, and Magnus will be sharing funky stories and voting on whose is the best. Who's going first?
What is your intro voice? Like, you do this every... You're just a different human being.
I know, I have so many voices. They represent the demons trapped within me that are struggling to escape.
That's closer to a Walter than a Magnus. Like,
a Walter?
Hello!
Hello everyone, and welcome back. Yeah, I know.
Also,
that's just the way I speak.
Before we start, if you look in the top left of your thing, not for you fuckers, you can see the name is flashing, which is pretty fun. So
we have Discord overlay.
Yeah, we have a Discord overlay. Both. We have one Discord username, one actual name, and a Pokemon.
Great.
So one for
great. Love that.
Anyway.
All right.
So
and 3 for 1.
Who's starting? I think it's you, yeah.
So basically, to give some backdrop on this, my internet is ass, and so I was browsing through Apple TV's App Store one day, and I saw an app called Steam Link, which I was like, I've heard of that. It lets you play Steam games on your TV, right? Which is what it does. And so I was like, I want to try that, because being someone who uses a computer has made me realize that I don't like playing games at a computer. I play Celeste for an hour and both of my legs are like, I'm not going to work for the next week, hope that's fine. So I was like, okay, my internet is not going to be able to stream from the great distance of upstairs to my living room. That's how terrible my internet is. So it's like, first, I should probably get better internet. And so to do that, I was like, I'm going to not use internet. So I decided I'm going to run Ethernet cables. And the first one...
Isn't your PC also 100 years old or whatever?
Oh yeah, my house is 109 years old, I think. It's
you cut out. That was completely inaudible to me. What?
109 years old, I'm pretty sure. It's built in
wow.
10 to 12, 13, somewhere around that. So basically, the first cable, other than the fact that I nearly died of a heart attack from a giant fake cockroach that was hiding in our heat duct, or heat vent, that was fun. First cable was fine. I punched a hole in the heat vent, stuck the cable through to the basement where our router is, and that was fine. The second cable, less so. So, basically, what I had to do was I had to run a cable from the office, which is what we call the computer room in my house, which is what I'm currently sitting in, all the way to the basement.
Oh dear.
This went extremely well, as you probably could imagine. And totally didn't involve me tying a bouncy ball to a string, lying on my stomach for 3 hours, and chucking it down the heat vent for 3 hours. And,
oh dear God.
I have video evidence of this is actually what happened. So this is the time I got it.
See, I thought this was going to be about the other thing we did with Steam.
Oh, wait, you guys couldn't see that. Yeah, I'll just send it to you later. It's not that important.
Yeah, please do. I really want to see this.
So basically, yeah, that was me getting it, which was very fun. 3 hours. I couldn't, breathe. Because I was just inhaling dust while putting pressure on my chest. by lying on it.
Well, always the best
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah, it was great. Also, fun fact, my house's heating vents probably have not been cleaned since 1954. Like, it's not good.
Even better.
Yeah, there's probably like asbestos in there or something. I mean, my house doesn't even have asbestos. It's older than asbestos, but there's probably something in there that would have
You
killed
may be
It
entitled to
predates that. It's before the.
Asbestos, the prequel. Coming soon.
Your house came.
Near you.
Your house came before the asbestos update.
Yeah, and my house's internet.
Pre-alpha edition.
My house's internet was so shit it couldn't download the asbestos update. So basically, I had a ball like wrapped with a string down the heat vent, which led to the bathroom. So what I did with that was immediately after I got that, 3 hours of work, I had to tie the ball around the Ethernet cable, which was just like this, like, I don't know how long it is, like 100 feet, 100 meters, something like that. It's a long ass cable. And so I had to tie the ball around that, immediately undo all of my work and pull it back through the house so it could get to the office. So that was problem one. Problem two, our drill sucks and is meant for wood. Found that out the hard way. So eventually it led to me taking a screwdriver and a hammer to my heat vent. And I dented it to hell in that. But I eventually got a hole, funneled it through, and okay, so now we had Ethernet, which is the end of step one. Step two.
Oh no.
This is where me, being a Nintendo fanboy, shoots me in the foot with an AK-47 about 14,000 times.
Amazing. Can't wait to hear
Right.
it.
I needed a controller.
Oh.
I didn't have one. So, the first thing is I went to my friend who owns an Xbox One, and I was like, hey, dipshit.
Bitch, I'm right here.
No, not you. You come in later. You come in when you give me this. You come in later. So, this first, I was like, hey, fucko, give me a controller. And he was like, yes, sir, I am your slave, apparently, in this
Do
narration.
any of your friends call you sir?
No.
Except for me, occasionally.
I don't
What?
think
You call
ever
everyone.
have. I don't even think you have.
I have. I've said,
We call each
excuse
other-
you, sir.
Oh, good point. Actually, you do that. So basically, he was like, yeah, sure, here's a controller. Go nuts. And, so I brought it home, and I hit the sync button, which on the Xbox One controllers, which is what he lent me, is up here. And I was like,
Ben, I don't think the audience can see that. Can you describe it in words?
Yeah, they can.
Yes?
it's on the top of the controller. There's your description.
Excellent,
So
thank
basically,
you.
I hit the button, and I was like, did Microsoft really ship this? This is like the mushiest, most garbage-feeling button I have ever used. But I was like, whatever, it's a sync button, who cares, it's not important. But I couldn't get it into sync mode. Turns
Oh
out,
no.
the Xbox One controllers have a somewhat common problem of the sync button inside just breaking off.
That's what happened to my headphones.
Probably.
Yeah, that's why I can't use the Bluetooth anymore.
Yeah. So basically, I was like, am I just an idiot who doesn't know how to Xbox? Or is there something wrong here? So I took the controller apart, because obviously that's the reasonable solution when you borrow technology from someone else. And yeah, the button was just snapped off the board, had ripped the solder pads off, so I couldn't fix it. So yeah, that button was broken. And so I was just like, great. At this point, I'd been trying to set up Steam Link for about a month. So I went back to him, and I was like, hey, do you have any other controllers? And he was like, I have one, but it's in the basement, and it's broken. In some way. I don't know. My brother broke it. So I was like, okay. Hopefully it works enough that I can test this. I went downstairs, I clicked the sync button, I was like, hey, okay, this actually clicks, that's fine. I brought it home, I smacked some batteries into it, and I got it synced to my Apple TV, which is where I'm using Steam Link downstairs. And I got it synced up, I could control the menu with an Xbox controller. I was like, great, okay, I don't know what's wrong with this controller, but it seems to be working. I couldn't open the app with it.
Oh.
The reason was the fucking A button was the thing that was broken. So I couldn't
It's great.
use it to open the fucking menu.
Great if you want to play a game where you can't do
Amazing.
anything. You can't even remap buttons because A is needed.
Yeah, I couldn't. And, oh god. So, I was like, okay, fine. I called up Peyton. And I was like, hey, help me out here. And he did. He lent me his, spare Xbox controller, which, fun fact, I still have to this day, and he gave it to me,
3 months.
So you make a big deal about
Yeah.
you make a big deal about Octopath Traveler.
That comes into this later. So I called
He
Peyton. I was like, "Hey,
does.
can I borrow an Xbox controller?" And he was like, yeah, sure. So I go to his house, grab the controller from him, and then leave. And then when I get home, he texted me and was like, wait, Ben, you were at my house. You could have grabbed the game. So basically, I lent Peyton my copy of Octopath Traveler, which I have played for probably 20 minutes. And I was like, hey, you like RPGs more than me, go nuts. And I was like, it just became an inside joke of, when I asked him to give it back, he just didn't. And it just became an inside joke for 7
I saw you twice, so of course it.
I know, but it just became an inside joke. And so I went to your house. I could have grabbed it. And I didn't. And you were just sending a message. Actually, I probably could pull it up, right now. It's just in the server. Here, I think this is what you said. Let's see if I can find this in 5 seconds.
In the meantime, does anyone else have anything to add?
I would like to point out I played Octopath longer than he did before he gifted it to me. That was just the demo.
Oh boy.
Okay, I can't find it. Basically, it was just like, Ben, wait, you were at my house. You could have fucking grabbed it. And I didn't. And I felt like such a fucking moron. But anyway, I synced up the controller Peyton lent to me, and it was like, okay, this works. Cool. And the first game I decided to test was Celeste.
Oh
A
god.
precision 2D platformer through streaming. Who wants to guess how that went?
About as well as my first time playing Celeste, maybe?
Worse, I'd say.
Oh, how do you do worse than spending almost an hour on the tutorial level?
A second and a half of input lag?
Oh, Christ on a stick. That...
Over Ethernet?
Oh, Lord.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, never mind.
That's
Yep,
how bad
that's
my internet
awful.
is.
Wow.
An hour and a half of delay over Ethernet.
Oh.
So, I was like, okay, something's fucky. So the next game I decided to try was Life is Strange Before the Storm. Not the first game, for some reason. I was just like, yeah, let's do Before the Storm. It just started having a stroke. There was just a cursor in the middle of the screen for some reason. Even though I was using controller, it just appeared. I couldn't move it. I couldn't move through menus. I had to go upstairs to my computer and hard close Steam. So that went
Scintillating.
So I was like, okay, next let's try the first Life is Strange game. That has to work, right? And it worked. Yay.
Actually, it just worked without...
Yeah, it didn't.
Problems?
Life is Strange is a really slow-paced game, so input lag didn't really matter. So I was able to play through. I think I played about a quarter of just chapter 4 in collector's mode because I was looking for collectibles for some reason. So that worked.
Fun.
So finally, after I want to say 5 months of me trying to set this up, I was able to play one game.
Beautiful.
And you could have played it anyway.
In fairness, I think I played the first hour of Bioshock through Steam Link too, which for some reason worked way better than Celeste did. Celeste.
I was gonna say, that
over
doesn't seem like a
Steam
game
Link,
that
I
input
guess, because
lag would be
Bioshock
no.
was actually pretty damn responsive. And so,
Maybe it's the age, honestly.
why
Despite, I don't know why that. I don't know, but
yeah, I was gonna say
I mean,
there's a bit of problem with the newer game working worse than the older one, but I mean, looking at
maybe
Cyberpunk,
the older
that's
one was
pretty new,
designed
so-
for.
and then
And there's the relevant. There's the relevance thing for our podcast bingo. If any of you are playing along at home,
it's not even relevant anymore. It's the thing.
It's
It's not
barely
relevant in the current time.
Week. And so basically, the fallout from this is I use Steam Link to play games, I think, twice. 5
Absolutely amazing.
months of setup and work. However, there's a Steam Link app for phones. And I remoted into my iMac while I was at school and was able to A, Photoshop things, and B, spy on people through the webcam. No one was home, which is really disappointing, because that would have been really funny.
I'm gonna break into your house one of these days and just sit in front of your iMac until you decide to remote in with Steam Link.
You somehow remote into the phone.
Of course. I'll just watch the inside of your pocket while you run errands or whatever.
While you watch
I'll be there with you in spirit.
Just like spam audio clips that are just.
binary ones and zeros.
Excuse me, did you just call me binary? I'll have you know that I am a strong, non-binary individual, okay? Anyway, gay jokes aside, whose turn is it to tell a story?
I don't know.
A scale of 0 to 1, I choose 0.5.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, technically every human's non-binary if you think about it. I'm not made of zeros and ones. That was a
What?
That was a terrible
Hold on. Let's get into some metaphysics.
I mean, I'm not.
So wait.
I am
in
real human. Hey, Jeff Bezos. They need toilet paper.
My entire perception of you is binary at the moment. We
Do
are
you
on
think in
opposite
ones
sides
and
of the
zeros?
city. No, we are on opposite sides of the city. My only impression of what you're doing and saying right now is through audio and video, which are technically binary.
Technically.
That's really interesting.
Actually, you're not wrong. I think we just questioned humanity after setting up Steam Link.
Amazing.
I don't know how
Scintillating.
it go, but it wasn't like this. Anyway, so yeah, that's mine. Fucking Valve can't make software for shit. TLDR.
Excellent. Alright, B, do you want to do
What's that? You can go next.
Oh boy. Okay. So, y'all know that I am not a particularly religious person. And I know I've talked about little bits and pieces of the story before, but I don't think anyone here has actually heard the full thing in all of its glory. So here's my church story. I'm not religious, but my grandparents are. I am the grand nibbling of an archbishop, and, for clarity, nibbling is the gender-neutral term for niece or nephew. And when we were at my grandparents... Yeah, it is! It's amazing! I love that.
Nibbling sounds like something from Cut the Rope.
It does! Or
I thought of Nom Nom. Like, that's
the thing you...
dug up memories that I've not thought about in like 8 years.
Oh, I am a low-level video game enemy. Anyways, so when we were at my grandparents' place for Christmas one year, they took my cousins, brothers, and I to Christmas Eve Mass. The ride there was more or less uneventful, but the moment I step over the threshold of the church, my nose combusts and I start bleeding everywhere. I can't remember what I was wearing, but at that age I was wearing almost nothing but like white and light-colored clothing. Ugh, which sucks.
Yeah, church clothes are
so
awful.
We actually didn't have church clothes. We just wore whatever.
I was an altar server, so I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Sorry for your loss.
Yellow and white. If you If it is hot in the church, because your church doesn't have air conditioning, oh, yeah, that's not fun.
Mm. Anyways, cool, we get it cleaned up. I do the tilty head back and pinchy the nose thing. And I ruined my Christmas sweater. It sucked because it was my favorite sweater ever. I had an ice cream cone on it. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was knitted by my other grandmother as well. It was very nice. And anyways, me in church. Then I'm going to punch you. Anyways, me in the
through binary.
Yes, exactly. Binary Punch. Ooh, that sounds like. Does that sound like an indie game company? Binary Punch.
Sounds like a band name.
It does.
Stealing binary.
Anyway, Binary Punch. Yeah. Anyways, we got settled. I was suffering because of undiagnosed ADHD, and my grandmother was like, "Please settle down, child." I did not, and proceeded to start bleeding again out of spite, apparently. Anyways, so I went over to the church bathroom where I could, clean up a touch. And I've got this demented-looking, blood-covered child in a church bathroom, and, being myself, make faces in the mirror, because when else are you gonna get the opportunity to make faces while covered in fresh blood?
In a church bathroom.
In a church bathroom, precisely.
After a
Some
murder.
poor old lady comes in, sees this grinning child covered in fresh blood, stops, leaves, comes back, and offers me a hand. This sweet woman, the things she had to go through. What an icon. Me, being a terrible person, at that age, I promise I'm better now, decide to pretend to be a demon for gits and shiggles. This is in semi-rural Ontario, because, where else do these things happen? And she, of course, being an adult, does not take my bait and just helps me clean up. And I go back out to the family, grandparents thank this woman, and she leaves. I sit through the mass, I sing the songs, wonder if I should steal the body of Christ, and just generally follow the normal church process. However, as we leave, the nice blood-cleaning lady asks if she can talk with me. I oblige, and she hands me a rosary of all things. It was actually a really nice rosary. It was blue and it had green strings, and she straight up tries to exorcise me. Not loudly or anything, just calmly and forcefully. And before things get weirder, my grandfather steers me away and we go home. And when we got there, I realized I just stole this poor woman's rosary. I might actually have it around somewhere. I should look for that.
Oh my
I'll send you guys a
If
picture
you're
to
watching
figure
it
it
at
out.
home, please come take your rosary.
Anyway, that is not the weirdest thing that has happened to me in a church, but it is pretty up there. I actually do still sometimes get nosebleeds when I go into places, but it's because of, I don't know, differential pressure or something. Something to do with going from a wet outside environment to a dry inside environment. Yeah. Anyway, that's my church story.
So, to summarize, you burst into blood. I
got a nosebleed.
Tried to become a demon. Almost got exorcised.
Yep.
And robbed a woman.
By accident, but yes. You summarized it quite nicely.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, there's a reason I don't really go to church anymore.
I like how my weirdest church story is I, sneak out early to go put on a chicken costume. Yours is...
I forgot about that.
I nearly died of blood loss and then robbed an old lady.
Yep. Good story, all.
Alright, well, last but not least, unless it is least, in which case...
No, it is least.
Peyton, why do you just have a bottle of Elmer's glue?
Oh yeah, they can't see it.
Reasons. I have reasons. No, I've been doing just things this whole time.
I love
have an empty case that I'm just fiddling with.
I love just drinking a bottle of milk.
I'm drinking a bottle of Elmer's glue. Anyway, Peyton, go.
Delicious.
It's not that much, please.
Did you
actually drink it? No.
It dripped.
Magnus just drunk Elmer's glue.
Why did you drink?
By accident, it dripped.
Hey,
By accident? How do you?
Accident.
How do you
accident? Yeah.
How do you accidentally drink
water.
glue?
I don't have any water near me.
Well,
Put some flour
only you
in
didn't
your
try
fridge
to
and
drink.
add
Tastes
to the
like
cooler.
chemicals.
Anyway, Peyton, go.
Chemicals.
Yeah, so basically in grade 1, I had an interesting arts education teacher.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why, but they must have been the most patriotic person ever, because me saying Zed got them to the point of yelling and throwing things.
Wait, patriot?
I'm
Patriot
sorry.
for what country? How is Zed in Canada throwing things worthy?
I don't know, ask them.
Zed is how we say it. I think
You're
they're the wrong
supposed to, at
nation.
least. Yeah.
I say Z.
I also say Z.
So you said
And
Z and then they threw things.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Oh, that makes perfect
And
sense then. Perfectly justified.
The thing is,
clearly.
I could be remembering it wrong, but also, I didn't see that teacher around there much after that, so I don't think I am. I think this sort of outburst happened more than once. And probably about different things, but it's funny to imagine it's just about Z
It's all about
every time.
Lovely.
Honestly, you could be remembering it wrong, but from what I've heard about your school system, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Also, like, with how fucking, like, trigger-happy, young kid teachers can be sometimes in terms of just yelling and screaming and breaking shit. Yeah.
Do you remember Miss D? I'm not gonna say her name for privacy reasons, but
Hey,
the
hold on.
teacher we had in like grade 7 and 8. No, not B, not you, B. The other one.
Put her name in chat. I actually don't remember.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember. But
I think I'm spelling that right.
Abused as a grade 1 or... Oh!
Yeah, I got...
Yeah.
Okay, I literally did not get sent to the office except for once, and that was because I vomited on myself for my entire elementary school life. And then, final 2 years, right, we get this new teacher. I get sent to the office no less than 12 times for the stupidest things.
She got there, like, when we were in, like, the 5th grade, I think. Because she was...
No, we still had, yeah, we still had, the nice guy.
No, it was her. It was her.
It was?
Yeah.
Maybe she just had a thing for 7th and
Remember
8th.
she had the whole example of what to do if she started dying?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, that sounds
I just
fun.
remember that she robbed a kid's Coke. She just kind of stole it and wouldn't give it back. They bought, like, a 2-liter, like, bottle of Coke from, like, 7-Eleven or something. Which, I mean, yeah, sure, it's probably not healthy.
In fairness, that's also a ridiculous amount of Coke. Looking at you, Mr. Drinking a 2-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper once a day for an entire summer.
You should probably specify that's Coca-Cola.
Oh, yeah. No.
2 liters of cocaine at a 7-Eleven.
Is cocaine usually measured in liters?
I don't think so. Cocaine is...
No, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Isn't it pounds? I thought it was pounds. Or
kilos for the Canadians?
Like kilos.
They measure it in watts.
Yes, the relative voltage of the cocaine is how we measure it here in Canada.
They measure it in spork percentage. Not how much the spork can hold, but just how much surface area a spork takes. That's how they measure cocaine. Only cocaine, no other drugs. But, like, so she just kind of stole that bottle of Coke. And wouldn't give it back.
Amazing.
It wasn't even like come to the office at the end of the day and you get it back. It's just like, no, it's...
Oh, I'm drinking this.
I'm drinking this.
Mine now, children.
I'm drinking this. You can't.
Also, one time, we had a thing where, like, after lunch, we had to, like, walk around outside. And,
oh, our forced marching! Yeah!
I really liked it just because... I don't know.
It was actually not bad, except on hot days it was brutal, though. Like when it was 40 degrees out and we still had to do our forced march in a asphalt parking lot, which, attracts the sun.
I mean, like, half of it was, like, heavily shaded. in fairness. But it was just like, you just get to like, just walk and talk with your friends, which was fun. They didn't allow running, which was kind of odd.
Or games. They didn't allow
You're
games
not allowed
of
to
any
have
kind.
fun.
If you were having fun, it was banned.
I didn't get banning running. Like, it's, like, it, like, what?
You're trying to get children out for a physical activity. You think you'd want them voluntarily running more, but
You would think you would want them playing games, but no, I Spy's banned.
Yeah, I Spy's banned.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway.
And they would give some reason, like, it's because the children are not paying attention to their surroundings, so therefore they are more liable to be an accident.
They're not paying attention if they're talking to people.
And I Spy.
I remember.
I know. It was awful.
But if they're playing I Spy, they're looking exclusively at their surroundings.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway, this is getting sidetracked. Anyway, during our forced marching extravaganza, she was just holding a copy of FNAF The Silver Eyes. This wasn't like a regular teacher. This was our vice principal, and that's a book that if you've read, is not a book that a vice principal should probably be holding.
Hold on, 1 second.
It gets into some interesting ground in terms of children being alive, or more so the lack thereof. Oh, you just...
Honestly, that feels like a threat.
Yeah, Magnus has a copy. That was actually my copy. I remember. I bought that, and then you damaged it.
You
and
did.
I was like, you bastard. And then so you bought a copy, and then you gave me your good copy, and then I gave you my bad copy.
It's damaged?
Yeah, you dropped it on, like, the pavement. Like, if you look on the spine, like, there's a chunk taken out of the top, I think.
Oh, I see. It has a little ding there.
Yeah.
I guess...
In hindsight, I way overreacted over that.
Yeah, because, my description of damage is like this book here, which has mold damage through most of the first 3 chapters. But I still read it, because I love it.
The first 3 chapters aren't important. Just read
In this, they very much are.
Just read the last sentence at the end. You'll get the gist of the story.
Alright, let's read the last sentence of Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes.
Just read a random sentence and act like it's spoilers.
I think it's a great.
Oh, Charlotte, he said. This tells me nothing.
Are we just doing
No, you should.
now? Anyway, so that was a book that a vice principal probably shouldn't be holding.
It's about dying children.
Yeah.
And animatronic robots,
Like
killing said children.
That's
a
really
brutal way. Like the way they describe it in the book. First off, that trilogy is way better than it has any right to be. Like, it's not like incredible. It won't like change your life. But like, it was way better than I expected it to be. I'll give it that. Like, I was expecting flame garbage, and it wasn't. So I guess
I only got mild garbage.
no, like I actually enjoyed it. But like the way they describe what happens to them, it's not pleasant. Like, I don't know how the hell we got here. It was our vice principal.
Could I read an excerpt,
Yeah, sure.
ladies and gentlemen?
Be my guest.
She saw his shadow at the end of the hall. If he turned his head, he would see her. Without thinking, Charlie climbed up on the platform she had bumped into and ducked behind the curtain, tucking herself between the wall and a large, bulky prop, trying not to breathe. "Charlie," he called, still far away. "Charlie!" Charlie felt her heartbeat quicken. There had been boys she liked, now and then, but this was something different. She wanted him to find her, but not quite yet. As she waited, her eyes adjusted to the darkness, and she was able to make out the shape of a curtain and the edge of the stage. She looked up at the object in front of her. No. Her body shuddered, then froze. It was standing over her. It was the thing from her father's workshop. The misshapen thing that hung in the corner, shaken by random convulsions as its eyes burned silver. Does it hurt? Now it was still, and its eyes were blank and dull. It was staring straight ahead, insensate, and its arm with its hook hung useless at its side. She recognized his eyes, but he was somehow worse now, encased in hollow body parts and matted with red fur, with a stench of oil and glue. He had a name now. They called him Foxy. But she knew better.
I'm just trying to find. Like,
buy it now on Audible/Amazon. Sponsor us, please.
It was in the Scholastic pamphlets that we used to get.
Yeah.
Which was really funny. I don't know why in the God's name that was advertised. Because, like, That seemed very off-brand for our school system.
Yeah, because we would have, like, a book about children's games. Book about fun facts about rocks. I know, I got that one. And then we'd have, Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes, a book about children being murdered in various horrible ways.
I am very tempted to go grab my copy and find the fucking excerpt I'm looking for, just because it's really brutal. And just this was our vice principal just holding it. It was really weird. I told another kid to call her by her first name. I swear this woman was psychic. I told another kid what her first name was and told her to yell it at her out the window of the bus. She came onto the bus. She saw the kid who yelled the name. I know, I saw her look at the kid. She knew and came and yelled at me. It was impressive. I don't know how. She just knew.
They just aren't human. They have better hearing.
Apparently, it was honestly how in the God's name, how is that a thing?
I have no idea, man. Was the target audience children for this? Oh my goodness! This edition is available for distribution only through the school market.
Yeah!
Copyright 2016 Scott Cawthon.
Yeah, I remember seeing those being sold at our book fair at the school.
Yeah,
that's absolutely
Scholastic has the right of it. Yeah, so basically,
next they're gonna take the rights to the Bioshock book.
Basically, how it describes it is the springs would pierce through your lungs, you cough out blood, you die a long and horrible death.
Great book for children, y'all.
You two talk. I'll be right back. I need to go find this. This is really annoying me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, anyways.
Oh, we got off topic.
Fun story about robotic things killing children, and also a really bad teacher we had one year. Or, well, several years, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just 1 year and then they immediately got fired.
Yeah, and she's still working, I think, somewhere. Ugh, crazy. Anyway.
I would assume as a general or something.
Yeah, she would have been a great drill sergeant or something. Anyway, you have anything interesting to add or say? Any interesting elementary school experiences to reflect on?
Honestly, not really.
Oh, Ben's coming back. Oh, he has a copy of the same book I do.
I would hope he did. He left specifically for it.
Hello, Ben? Ben, are you okay? Can you hear us?
Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm back. I now have...
Oh, okay. Hello, welcome back.
My God.
Do we just, keep talking while you're doing that then?
Here, wait. First, book ASMR.
Bro, you... Okay.
This is
Uh-oh, what did I do?
I don't know.
Okay, no, we're good. Nothing was coming through my headphones. Impromptu ASMR hour while Ben finds it. I'm just gonna turn off my noise suppression so you can get all the crispy mouth noises.
Why? I feel like this should be cut out in post.
Well, yeah, funny thing about that. I'm lazy.
None of it is coming through. That is so upsetting.
Wait, I'm almost there.
What? Nothing is going through. That's so upsetting because I can hear it.
Am I? No. Okay, so I finally found it. As you trigger those spring locks, two things will happen. First, all the locks will snap right into you, making deep cuts all over your body. And a split second later, all the animatronic parts they've been holding back, all that sharp steel and hard plastic will be instantly driven into your body. You will die, but it will be slow. You will feel your organs punctured. The suit will grow wet with your blood, and you'll know you're dying for long, long minutes. You'll try to scream, but you will be unable to. Your vocal cords will be severed, and your lungs will fill with your own blood until you drown in it.
What a lovely book for children.
Brought to you by...
What a lovely children's book. Brought to you by Children's.
God. Yeah, so, I don't know what the hell, tangent we just got off on. Do we have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so. Yeah, that was a tangent. You somehow got two stories out of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just bitching about our old VP.
Do you reckon we'll get DMCA claimed? You know, if we ever make it big and they find these old episodes,
you're gonna get like
Scott
sued by
Cawthon
the
is going to
person who took.
DMCA claim us.
Reading an excerpt from a book.
Yeah.
I don't
English classes have some explaining to do.
like. I read I think 4 sentences. I don't think.
I read 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs.
Are, actually impossible because DMCA is basically an automated process.
Oh, that's a good point. I thought there were certain things for books to stop unlicensed audiobooks from being made and readings.
Yeah, I don't think. Judging by, you can say whatever the hell you want about Scott Cawthon as a human being. There is one thing you cannot deny, is that he does genuinely somewhat care about his community, so even if that was a thing that he could technically do, he wouldn't, probably. But also, I just don't think, A, I read 4 sentences, and B, since DMCA is primarily automated at this point, I'm pretty sure, you would have to match my voice to the official Silver Eyes audiobook, which... Is that even a thing? Is there an official...
Is there an official Silver Eyes audiobook?
There, I have the collective knowledge of humanity at my fingertips.
And this is what we're using it for. Nicely done, ladies and gents. Well, gents.
Yeah.
Okay,
you know, if you're gonna get legal trouble, it's gonna be the person that you stole the rosary from.
One.
I think she's dead.
Probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why you shouldn't have taken it.
I mean, that was 7, 8 years ago.
It actually reviewed incredibly well. It's 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars.
On what?
I'm on Audible, which you were making jokes about earlier, but
This is Audible sponsor us. Audible sponsor us, please.
Honestly,
we need the money for college, please.
I like how you say that in the least audible voice.
Joking is, I would probably actually use Audible. If I had a subscription, I honestly,
yeah.
I grew up on my family bought Narnia audiobooks, and every time they started, it was this audiobook is brought to you by Audible.com. And it was just Audible is actually ingrained into my head, and it was actually a huge part of my childhood.
I had a DVD or a CD player in my room as a child, and I would go to bed listening to these audiobooks that came in super specific packaging. It was you take a rectangle, right, and you stick a weird handle on it. They're really tough to explain, but they were fairy tales. And one of my favorite growing up was Rikki Tikki Tavi, which is a story about a mongoose that kills a snake. And it was amazing. Oh my god, I want to go listen to my childhood Rikki Tikki Tavi audiobook if we still have it.
We have my mom has these books, they're old school, really old fairy tales. Probably
same.
from I don't even know. She had them. They were old when she was a kid, and so.
Oh my god! I don't even know. They were It was a giant. They were
a giant and a stone, I think, and it was basically this kid made everyone convinced everyone that he was super strong, this giant.
I know that one. Yeah, he squeezed the cheese, and he said it was a stone. Yeah, oh my god! I know that one. I listened to that as a kid.
He killed.
What is it called?
The 7 flies, I think. Because he killed flies.
Yeah.
Something about flies. That was how it started. He was I'm so strong. I killed 7 in a row, and he didn't mention that they were flies. And then he was I break this fly.
Was he a 10?
I killed 7 flying creatures in a row. What were they? Oh, flies.
Yeah.
I can dramatically increase my vertical ascension. Just okay. That sounds like a superpower. Me jumps. Said, I didn't say for how long. I just said I could leave the floor.
Lovely. Or I can breathe underwater. Puts water overhead. I'm breathing underwater.
Jesus,
amazing.
Water, and a human body is 70% water. If I stand on a baby, I'm 70% Jesus and 100% arrested.
If I walk over a frozen lake, I'm 100% Jesus. Say it with me now. Je suis 100% humain et 100% Dieu.
Oh yes, a classic.
I know. Oh my god.
For 3 weeks.
just repeating, Jésus est 100% Dieu et 100% humain, which isn't how statistics work, but I mean, since when has religion ever followed logic?
I don't believe in like Christianity or whatever, but like I usually actually really like religion.
Christianity does not exist. It's just the concept of it.
I don't believe anyone who says there is a church is wrong. It's a cover.
I don't believe in the existence of the Catholic Church.
No,
Those are just, that's just corporate, that's just made by Nestle to sell more products.
That's actually owned by Disney now. But like, I really like religion classes usually because like, if you believe in what the Bible says or not, you can't deny it's actually like there are good stories in there. But like, which made it so annoying that for 3 weeks we just listed the fact that Jesus is God and Jesus is human. Like, why? I think we got it after day 1.
Yeah, the whole class was repeating it flawlessly, and then we still had to go, Jésus. Yeah.
I just currently have Freddy's half head staring at me on my monitor. I'm gonna close that tab.
There.
I don't know. Yeah, I have like 4 stories because I couldn't think of a good one, so I might as well tell this other one.
Oh, tell another. Yeah.
You might as well. We're already going school.
Yeah. Like, so I had this bus driver, right, who was, to put it mildly, a bitch. So.
Oh, lovely. Tell us how you really feel.
The first day of school, she drove me home, missed my stop, and then yelled at me for not telling her that she missed my stop.
Ooh.
So, to put it mildly, first impressions, not high. Second day, does it again.
Oh, God.
And this went on, like, every week. She'd miss my stop and then yell at me for not reminding her. It's just like, I'm pretty sure it's not my job to do this. I'm like 8, 9.
Also, I'm not on the bus. How do I tell you? I'm not there yet. Oh yeah, you just phoned me. Here's my phone number.
She was driving me home. Like, it was from school to the grandparents.
Oh, okay.
Which is where we went.
That's a bit more believable.
Yeah. I just have a megaphone waiting for her to pick me up and says, hey! After a while, I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with this. So I asked my grandpa, hey, can you drive me? Because this woman is not very fun. And so he was like, okay. That is not what my grandpa sounds like at all.
Yeah.
And so he starts driving me. He drives me until like January. One day, he's late. So, this is, Ben used to be a very stupid child. I was thinking either
that hasn't changed, sweetheart.
I was gonna say used to be.
A, I could wait at the heated school in January in Canada, or B, I could walk in January in Canada.
Oh,
something I had never done before. I probably could have died that day. Looking back on
Jesus Christ.
it was minus.
You have many days you could have died.
Like, it was.
Yeah, how many times?
Well, according to the counter in the Discord server, I've slept with a knife in my bed 5.5 times. 5 of them were actually a knife. One of them was a pair of pliers. My life.
Half of them were a pair of pliers. It was just a singular plier, apparently.
Yeah. So basically, it was like minus 30 Celsius out, and like in hindsight, I probably could have died. I found my way home. But yeah, that that almost ended exponentially worse than it did. So
that's well.
Yeah,
for one, I am glad you are still alive.
There was a funny thing my bus.
Me for my intelligence 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, of course. Who would I insult for their intelligence if you weren't around?
I'd say B, but then I realized, hey, wait, you met each other because of me after this, so
yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm like an honorary member of your family, which is weird. I expect to be name dropped in your mother's will.
My grandmother, just like every day now, talks about you.
That's so sweet. Dude, I want to meet your grandma. We should arrange this sometime. I just come with you after school.
Because, like a ton of my friends have actually met her. Like, but I think you're.
I have
one of her books. I have 2 of her books, actually. I like them a lot.
I have one of them. I haven't read it. I found it in the Little Free Library.
You should.
Yeah, I mean...
They're actually quite good.
Well, she's not...
In my opinion, at
she's
least.
not going to listen to this. You don't have to kiss her.
No, dude, I actually like her books. They're a well-written murder mystery, okay? Get off my ass.
That's for a reason. Anyway, so, like, basically all my friends except you have met her, which is the weirdest thing, because of all of them, you're the one that she talks about the most. And she's never...
Like I said, I expect to be name-dropped in your will.
It's just like, screw you.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna die first, but we're gonna...
No, even if you do die first, just anyways.
Yeah.
For my inheritance to you, I give you a ticket to buy me a Dr. Pepper, even though I'm dead. That's all you get.
You just put it at the grave.
Flowers, send Brenda more life.
I don't want flowers. I just want 8 million bottles of Dr. Pepper just coating my...
That would be amazing. Oh my
Like,
god,
I can't get
if I'm
these.
still alive by the time you die, I'm going to, like, take Dr. Pepper labels and make roses out of them. And make, like, a plastic bouquet and bring it to your grave.
That is actually an adorable idea. But also...
It would be adorable until he dies of diabetes. That's kind of a bad taste.
Then it's... yeah, I died of Dr. Pepper poisoning, and then you kill me.
Dr. Pepper poisoning.
Oh, you know I'd do it twice as hard if that is the way you die.
I still love your idea for...
Just like as a thing, it's like you should... Just as a I told you so.
Oh, that would be even better.
I still love
I need to write
for,
this
like,
down.
if you're on death row and you're gonna die from the electric chair, your last meal is just a
Oh, yeah.
popcorn.
Dude, you gotta go out with a bang.
Or several, in this case.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna write that down on my ideas list of things to get for you. Christmas.
A Dr. Pepper rose for my grave? You're thinking a bit... You're thinking a bit far ahead here. I don't know how I feel about that.
Anyway, got that done.
You know, why are you thinking ahead? You couldn't even get here on time.
Yeah.
You didn't even plan the week in advance, let alone years.
I had a really important task. John was info dumping about tanks, and I had to help him pick out a documentary. Okay? I have a very important task within the household. Yes, for half an hour. John,
Planning this.
he will talk at length about tanks.
He'll talk in length about anything. Trust me, I've heard his creature rants. So basically, we've been planning this specific episode for 2 weeks now?
2 weeks?
I think so.
Yeah, about.
First off, we were gonna have another person.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
That will... Well, I think it would be better, because they haven't been on yet. That would be a weird first thing. Hey, here's this person you've never met. Now here's a story that you probably won't care about, because you don't know anything about them.
Yeah, here's their life story. Here's their autobiography. Basically, yeah, so that's in Pinto. So it's like, hey, okay, what time works? So this is at like 5 or 6 o'clock, and we're like, 8 o'clock. Sure. You have 2 hours to prepare. 2 hours to prepare.
I also spent a long time playing D&D with my beloved brother. Okay. Speaking of, when are we ever gonna do a D&D campaign? Because, like, you guys both have characters, and I have a story.
How many times have we tried? We've just never been able to.
How many times has it been mentioned to compare?
Probably about 100. We are so great at planning things.
So great. Amazing. Absolutely stunning. Scintillating, even.
My new favorite game with this is trying to guess what song is playing through the VLC audio wave, but the problem with that is it's so choppy I actually can't tell.
Great.
Well, I would hope you would know most of the songs because you put most of them.
I put all but it doesn't tell me. It's just here. I'll
Yeah, you put all of them, but we put suggestions that you already knew.
Yeah, here. I'll stream the screen cap thing. Look at the VLC source. It doesn't tell me what song it's playing. It just tells me that it exists, and it's so choppy. It's actually just I can't actually tell. Anyway,
we should maybe we could make playing D&D an episode of the podcast.
We have a document.
We do.
Anyway, do we have anything else to talk about? Or are we...
I mean, give me a topic. I can probably think of something in my life story that goes with it. Did I ever tell you about the time I pulled a Joe Exotic?
Ended
Oh,
up
you thought
killing your rival or attempting to?
No, I mean bottle feeding a baby tiger.
Oh, no.
I have pictures. I should find them. Lovely family vacation that was. Right. We went to Cambodia and it was part of me. I can't remember if it was volunteering or if it was just like a thing. Anyway, yeah.
I like how I'm
Fun times.
streaming the live streaming software. Anyway.
Are we live streaming?
No, but like that's what it's called Streamlabs, so yes for a reason.
Twitch.tv/smallkidron. This is a subtle
That's not
way of putting.
called.
What is it?
It's Smol Cast.
Oh no! Twitch.tv/smallcast. Go follow
I
us.
can actually pull up the. I'm gonna open an incognito window just so I don't leak my personal email because.
What, you think our thousands of rabid fans are going to flood your email?
No,
thousands of singular fan.
It's probably,
Yes, thousands of singular fan.
I like how we make this. We put way too much work into making this look like somewhat legit.
No.
And it's watched by
You have put way too much work into making this look somewhat legit. Let us be very clear about where the credit goes here, because you've done an amazing job.
Oh, actually, first off, thank you, appreciate it. Second off, this is the first episode of Smol Cast Pro. This is the first
it is!
asset refresh, so I guess.
Nice.
Well,
You did
we act
4
like it's
episodes with normal Smol
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not like it was. There was not like a precedent that was set.
We're gonna rebrand every month.
every 4 episodes, it's like here we go again. Well, after
We changed that.
was the Smolcast Plus.
We changed that more than the Discord bios.
We have a more streamlined system for assets, and I was just like,
I feel. I'll just switch it whenever we switch the Discord bios.
I mean, oh, actually, speaking of Discord, there is. I don't think I've told you about this. In the description, in case you want to join, there is now a Smolcast public server.
Oh, we have a small nest? Amazing.
I made that. They're called.
Oh, you made another server?
So basically, a channel
Okay.
that no one watches now has
Oh!
servers to its name.
Shoot, I was thinking about this last night when I couldn't sleep. I was thinking, I'm going to do the intro tomorrow as Hello Meaners. But I didn't! Oh, I'm so upset. Oh no, I'll be thinking about it when I can't sleep tonight. Shoot.
I still love that meaters became a thing. From you trying to describe humanity. It's the meat world.
Yeah. I was trying to remember an early internet word, which is meat space, but that became something way better. In my opinion, meaters is...
What's wrong with Earth?
Because the internet is contained on Earth. It's not specific enough.
Anyway.
Okay, my brain works in mysterious ways. Leave me alone.
Well, I think we've done everything that we wanted to talk about, and probably about 500 times extra for whatever reason.
Lovely. Yeah, I think we just hit an hour, like 2 minutes ago, too, which is,
How are you like
Oh, yeah.
You're actually 2 minutes. You're 4 minutes wrong. We're gonna hit an hour in 2 minutes. That's like.
Oh.
But to an impressive degree of accuracy. It's actually
wrong to an impressive degree of accuracy is what's gonna be put on my gravestone. That's just my entire life motto.
I still love this that I got the Discord talking thing working because that makes it so much easier to associate. Oh, wait, I just realized the problem.
What?
Yeah.
None of our profiles match the thing in the assets.
Oh, shoot.
Mine.
Then fix it in
Oh, yeah.
post.
No, yours is the
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
But
Yeah.
it's fine. I still use the Life is Strange sticker pack. You're using the thing from the fucking Trolleys ad, which is really funny.
Yeah. Trolley, sponsor us. Yes. Get that
Hold on.
sponsorship
Don't even
money.
sponsor it. Just like make us an animation because your ads are fucking
Wouldn't
terrifying.
mine-
And they look awesome.
Wouldn't mine be the closest here, just because literally it's an eye change?
Yeah, your eye color is
Mhm.
different. That's the difference.
I just thought
I have
that's probably going to be a permanent thing, honestly.
Yeah,
I am completely different.
Yeah, your thing on the Smol Cast is just a smiling brick, and this it's like a demon.
Yeah.
Mine at least matches
I'm the
art
brick.
style because
The wall.
I'm part of the Life is Strange sticker pack. No matter what.
I mean, if you could get Nitro, you could actually just have it work like.
True.
You have to buy
Good.
DLC in order for it to work.
I'm also not spending $14 on Discord.
Anyway, I'm gonna end this thing with a glorious set of fanfare on my Irish penny whistle.
Oh boy.
Oh god, the mouthpiece got twisted.
Following has been friends.